Morning, everyone. I see a number of people have joined the session already. We will wait a couple more minutes for others to join as well, and hopefully we'll start at 10:30 Central sharp and get going. Right. We have a good number of people already ready to go. So I'll get going then. Thanks again for joining this session on this morning. And thanks to scan-to-BIM for putting together this webinar. As many of you may know, scan-to-BIM are a large scan-to-BIM operation that can produce scan-to-BIM models of very large volumes in a very short amount of time. They have been a heavy user of our software NUBIGON and have invited me to present our solutions, especially pertaining to showcasing scan-to-BIM deliverables to decision makers. So I want to start with a great example of how a scan-to-BIM presentation can actually look like. So please sit back and relax and enjoy this about 1 minute presentation of a recent scan-to-BIM project by one of our clients. Now, many of you familiar with scan-to-BIM operations may be asking yourselves, what scanner was used to capture this particular church, what method has been applied throughout this process. But I want to center this session on the fact that it took about 1 minute to provide a succinct demonstration about the quality of the scan and the quality of the modeling without saying a single word, and making it accessible to anyone, whether it's an experienced reality capture professional, a BIM expert, or someone who is not familiar with any of these topics at all. And this is our main motivation, to bring reality capture and scan-to-BIM closer to people who are not necessarily familiar with it. I've been personally working in this field since 2016 and have worked with hundreds, if not thousands of companies in helping them reach bigger audiences, to initiate conversations with prospects and convince clients in a compelling way. I'm the co-founder and CEO of NUBIGON Inc. Our origin story goes back to, again, 2016, where we started off addressing the question of how we can render large volumes of point clouds in an efficient and effective way. This turned in and evolved into a company mission to bring reality capture and affiliated deliverables to wider audiences. After spinning off from the Vienna Technical University in 2018, we launched our product in 2020 and have helped companies get through COVID and gain visibility and reach greater success rates. By now, we have worked with companies in more than 100 countries, including a large number of small and medium-sized enterprises, all the way up to government organizations and Fortune 500 companies. So I want to start with the basic question here, that reality capture needs powerful storytelling. Why is that? First and foremost, it's a complex technology. And for a complex technology to be adopted widely, it needs to show return on investments, both in terms of execution as well as presentation. And interestingly, even though reality capture is at the start of every scan-to-BIM project or BIM validation project, it's kind of in the background compared to digital twins. It's a very common thing for people to present the end deliverable, but not so common to actually include point clouds or similar inputs in their project presentations. Now, that is partly why in the architecture, engineering, and construction space, reality capture doesn't still have that footprint that it actually could have. Essentially, today, when we see point clouds demonstrated, it's typically, more often than not, a low-res screenshot, a low-res screen capture with unclear visuals, and not providing the insights that you would want a novice or an inexperienced or a non-technical decision maker to see. In fact, what you need is a high-quality visual that communicates the benefits in a strategic way. One reason we are at that point is because architectural visualization tools have long ignored reality capture data. Many applications can't actually handle these data volumes, be it in point clouds or large meshes. And since point cloud tools have been focusing on point cloud processing applications rather than delivering great visuals, at the end of the day, it was very hard to show the entire scan-to-BIM workflow and showcase all the individual deliverables. On the business side, there's challenges as well. So first and foremost, there's a limited awareness of reality capture in the market. For many, it's just a nuisance that leads up to the final as-built model or digital twin. At the same time, there's hesitation among serving providers to showcase their project and to showcase their deliverables. And as technology is bringing down the entry barriers, the competition gets intense, and therefore it's so important today that advocates need to inform and inspire their audiences to grow their businesses. Now, how would we do that? In today's world, the primary method of communication is visual. Roughly 80% of web traffic is driven by videos. An average person spends about 17 hours per week watching everything from short form videos on TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram to long form videos on YouTube. Videos drive visibility and engagement both on social media as well as in-person encounters during presentations or expo fairs. And therefore, it is essential to present projects in this way, in a way that people can and will absorb. And this is what we are helping our users to do. Let me start with a video that has recently won the 3D contest at the 3D conference last week in Prague. And it's a great example of the entire spectrum of capabilities of our software in showcasing scan-to-BIM deliverables. In this video, to recap, you've seen point clouds presented in multiple ways, classified point clouds, meaning segmented point clouds. You've seen you've seen BIM models, 2D CAD plans in various ways, and all in one and the same scene displayed in an effective and appealing way. Our clients capture and present a whole host of different sites, typically popular in the reality capture space. The popular ones are historic architecture, obviously, urban infrastructure and transportation facilities, commercial real estate, residential real estate, industrial facilities, public facilities, construction site, geospatial, and many more. And for each of these different sites, they deploy different capture methods, everything from laser scanning to photogrammetry, and increasingly also hybrid methods are popular among our users, and we're happy to deliver insightful and appealing visuals for all these different data types. Here we have an example of a terrestrial laser scan displayed in an intensity mode, a mobile laser scan that was captured from a boat, an aerial capture of a Eastern European city. Now, probably the most relevant feature of our application is the ability to consolidate point clouds and related CAD BIM deliverables under one roof. Let me give you another example here, and I'll be right back after this video. At this moment, I want to give a shout out to one of our power users, Bert Aguilar, who has produced the first two videos the first video and the last video that you have just seen. And now I want to proceed with an example provided by the scan-to-BIM team, ScanToBIM.Online team themselves. Our software is not only good at rendering individual data types in a consolidated fashion, but also offers different animation styles, as you may have noticed throughout the videos that we just walked through. I want to give you a couple examples of these standout features and start with a turntable animation that really helps viewers to focus on the point of interest here. Another indication of a dedicated rendering solution for scan-to-BIM processes is how we can present and animate point clouds. Here, we're showing a classified point cloud and animating its individual components to showcase the quality of the classification work. Finally, I want to present an example also provided by ScanToBIM.Online, where they've deployed our object animation and used it to great effect. To wrap up, and I'm going to keep this the first presentation part rather short, so we have more time for Q&A as well. I'm going to come back to the original motivation of why you would want to present all the deliverables. For any given scan-to-BIM project, there's essentially two major cost components: the capture and the modeling. Now, since these are so essential, it is important to show your audiences how well both of those components have been completed and how well they actually sync up. And therefore, it is important to work with a solution that can render both asset types in an effective fashion within the same setting. That's not easily done currently, except for a select number of solutions, just like NUBIGON. And at the end of the day, we help our users with a dedicated solution to present their projects in an effective and a compelling way, to inspire and inform decision makers, whether they are experienced in the space of scan-to-BIM or not at all, and stand out with top-tier visuals in a space that is becoming increasingly competitive. Now, I'm going to pause here and check in with my screen and see if there are any questions I can answer before we finalize this presentation. So if you have any questions, please feel free to enter them in the chat window, and I'll be happy to answer those. Right. I think we haven't received any questions so far. So let me transition to the next slide, where we can talk a little bit about potential next steps for anyone interested in exploring presentation. All right, here we have a few questions. Let's see. I'm seeing one question about how we can reach out to NUBIGON. That's pretty straightforward. You can connect with us directly through our websites or through LinkedIn. We're accessible and responsive through both platforms. Quite conveniently, we also provide demos for companies individually interested in these through these channels. Noticing another question here, how I can win projects, how I can win a project, how to find client and work. I think that's a very fair question. It's a busy market and it's very crowded, both in terms of suppliers, service providers, hardware manufacturers, and obviously clients. I think the crucial aspect here is to become more visible. You can become more visible through your website, through your social media presence, and videos are a great way to do that. You know, the statistics are pretty clear that videos drive engagement and visibility on social media, and probably many of you actually know us through social media already. So being present and visible on social media is key. However, it's also important to note that whenever you're, for example, presenting at trade shows or expos, videos are a great hook too. You know, videos are all about the first impression, leaving a powerful, strong, memorable first impression. And when you're walking by a dozen of booths and your booth stands out with a clear and insightful visual, then it will be a good way to gain attention and start conversations. We see the effect of videos really go through the entire sales and marketing funnel. It starts off with a great hook. It's a great tool to become more visible. It's a great tool to convince hesitant leads. It provides authority and confidence, and it also is a great way to satisfy clients and help them feel more confidence in their decisions. So, it really serves multiple purposes through the entire sales funnel and can be a great way for you to find new clients and work. All right, I see another question that is about the specific features of NUBIGON and whether there are any quality analysis options planned in the future. So to quickly summarize, our solution specializes in point cloud rendering. Point clouds of any size can be rendered in a multiple different ways and provide really unique displays. Now, on top of that, you've noticed already that we can also combine it with different assets, and there's ways to animate both of those elements in a compelling way so that it produces actually a quite powerful feature. Now, apart from these features that I focused my presentation on, we obviously also have tools that are quite useful in the day-to-day operations of many of scan-to-BIM service providers. Starting with orthographic photos, taking measurements within your scene, adding annotations to your scene to improve the communication within your team, and producing screenshots for your website and similar visual deliverables in addition to the video are quite frequently used applications of our software. Now, regarding quality analysis options or heat maps, that's something that we are considering for future releases, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to provide some updates in that direction in the future. I see there's another question. I'm really liking the questions here. Someone's wondering whether besides videos, can you also create other types of content for social media, like images, GIFs, short form graphics? Indirectly, yes, of course. Obviously, you can create a very high resolution, high quality images directly in NUBIGON. Our screenshot tool is quite potent in that sense. I mentioned our orthophoto tool is actually working really well for that purpose as well. GIFs can be generated, can be derived from videos, so you can actually render out a video from NUBIGON and then transform that into a GIF. Short form graphics, these are all derivatives of the videos, so you can actually extract these from a video that has been produced in NUBIGON. There's a question about how does this compare with tools like Cinto? Fair question. We're actually very different. First and foremost, this is a desktop-based application that allows you to keep your data wherever you are, and works independent of data volume. So you can you can throw in as much data as you want, as you can, and work with it for however long you want. The price is stable and fixed for that. The main application is also, again, the presentation side, the marketing side, rather than the QA/QC side of things. So in that sense, it's actually a way to present your work rather than complete and validate your work. We have a lot of clients that use both of these applications and similar applications in combination. because at the end of the day, a lot of decision makers may be interested in viewing their data online, but it is very important for a compelling first impression to provide a succinct, 1 minute, 2 minute video that summarizes the whole project. There's a different, it's think of it as the difference between an executive summary and a report. Every executive needs an executive summary, and a video summarizing the entire project serves this purpose in a visual way. There's quite a few more questions that I'm seeing here. All right, so we have a question about what do we do to reduce time for downloading heavy scans which received from the client? Any platform available to make it faster? That is unfortunately the bottleneck for essentially all applications in our field. Data volumes are large, and part of the reasons why dedicated applications like ours exist is because it is not easy to handle these data volumes. Our application is based on an engine that we have developed that is particularly powerful in rendering, in processing point clouds, transforming into a high performance data structure so that it can be rendered in a fluid and reliable way. Download speeds, those are obviously outside of our domain, and it's not really something we can directly speak to. But once you have your data, it'll be a smooth workflow to bring them into NUBIGON. And then once you have them in NUBIGON, you actually are freed from any data size constraints, because you can actually render point clouds of any size with the same performance. And just to give you a couple examples, we have clients that scan entire industrial facilities or airports, for example, and accumulate terabytes of data throughout the project lifecycle, and can pool all of that data into NUBIGON and render it in a quite performative way. What news about the integration of the GP? I think I'm not sure what GP stands for. It's maybe Gaussian splats. Is that the answer? Is that the question? I'll interpret it as such. Yes, we are launching a new version that is coming out hopefully later today or early tomorrow, depending on when we'll be able to publish all the related content. But yes, we do have included a support for Gaussian splats, which is yet another type of data within the reality capture space that delivers incredibly photorealistic displays. Now, the use cases for LiDAR data, photogrammetry, and reality capture are not identical, but it's just another tool in the reality capture tool set to capture reality in a photorealistic way and make appealing presentations to clients. Now, I see there's another question about the trial license. Yes, we do have a trial license available from our website. You can download it at any time. There's a free 2-week trial, and you can have a go at it with your own data anytime you can carve out some time for it. I believe there is some more question in the Q&A section here. Could you please give more explanation about facade applications? Now, that is an interesting space that's evolving quite rapidly. If you have your point cloud and your models in the same setting, then it's actually a great way to explore both in junction, because you have them in combination in the same space, and it's a great way to visualize these dual assets in the same space, representing the same particular facade. As I mentioned earlier, this is more of a marketing tool rather than a technical analysis tool. So you can do visual inspections quite conveniently because we have a high performance render engine. But apart from that, the main use case would be to present the project itself rather than doing some backend analysis on facade inspections, for example. All right. I see another question about there are laser scanners that have lower quality, that produce lower quality point clouds, and how do we deal with those? Fair question. We are happy to say that we have dedicated rendering solutions for the entire spectrum of laser scanners. So if you're working with handheld scanners, like Faro Orbis, the predecessor, or or its predecessor, the GeoSlam hardware, or similar handheld devices, then our X-ray solution, which you may have seen in different animations I've shown you today, can come in very handy. They provide a really clear and crisp depiction of the data, even though it may be noisy at times. If you have, let's say, a Navis scanner or a terrestrial laser scanner, for that matter, that all produce high quality data, you can actually use our surface mode, which really delivers tight surfaces and beautiful displays, especially when you apply physical-based rendering, which is a unique solution we offer for point clouds, and you can obtain really high quality results with that. So there's, for the entire spectrum of different laser scanner output, we do have solutions, and this is just kind of another manifestation of our focus on the reality capture space and to deliver rendering solutions dedicated to reality capture. Let me see. Oh, there's a few more licenses questions coming in. Is there an academic license available? Yes, of course. We do offer discounts for academic licenses, starting at 30%, going all the way up to, I believe, 46%, if I'm not mistaken, depending on how many licenses you will be needing. For those instances, we do work with a large number of universities around the world and are happy to support work with our software for academic research and educational purposes. If you are interested in an academic license, simply reach out to us, send us an email through our contact page, nubigon.com/contact, and we'll be happy to get back to you with a discount code and some further insights. Have you thought about a browser version? Of course, a browser version has definitely been a consideration. That being said, the online viewer space is quite busy, and data hosting is very expensive. So as we have a small team, we prioritize staying true to our mission in delivering solutions that help our clients to market themselves. And obviously, online viewers are a great application, but they're not the first application that the clients will see. First and foremost, it's all about videos these days. Whether your website, whether you're working on putting something on your website, on your social media, or your expo booth, companies are eager and actually urged to produce video content, to present themselves, to present their work, the quality of their work, the quality of their capture, the quality of their modeling. And there's a lot of potential that still can be achieved there by facilitating this process. for far too long, software solutions have been ignoring that need, and day in and day out, I see the need for helping users to deliver greater showcase videos and project presentations so that they can reach a larger audience, convince more leads, and satisfy more clients. There's a question about how NUBIGON is positioned in the Hispanic and Latin American markets. Do we have many Spanish-speaking clients? Also, which countries represent your largest market share in the region, approximately percentage terms? Great question. We do have a split. So I would say roughly half of our clients are in Europe, a third are in the United States, and the rest is distributed across Asia and Australia, New Zealand. We do have some users from the Latin American market, and many of you may be familiar with DCMS. They have been a long-time user of our application, but beyond that, we don't have a particularly large footprint in the region. But obviously, it is something we're quite eager to expand, and yeah, always open for collaborations and partnerships. All right, I believe we have covered all the questions that I can see. Maybe if there's anything else, please feel free to drop it into the question Q&A area, and if we can't cover it during this session, we'll definitely cover it in writing after this session. So before I wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about next steps. So if you are curious and interested in exploring our application, feel free to head over to our website and start a free trial. We are also providing an overview of what our community does with our application in our gallery.nubigon.com, where you can see hundreds of examples of case studies that have been produced by our clients, and they're organized by brand of scanner, site type, and industry, and presentation style, and all these different categories. So you can actually have a great time in kind of getting inspired by the work of our community. I'm also welcoming you to connect with me on LinkedIn. And last but not least, I want to extend an offer to all those of you who have stuck around for this webinar. We offer a 20% discount for all of you who are attending this session to purchase 3-month or annual subscriptions. It obviously comes with a free training session. Simply use the discount code standout presentations when purchasing one of these subscriptions from our website. This offer is valid until the end of May. So you have enough time to get a trial, see if it's something that will work for you. And if it does, then simply use the discount code standout presentations for the purchase of a license. The team over at scan-to-BIM.Online has been actually very kind in extending another offer from their part, and they are actually offering a free walkthrough video up to 90 seconds or one video total for every scan-to-BIM conversion that will be offered by them. So if you have a scan-to-BIM project lined up for them, then you will also receive a video that has been produced with NUBIGON as well. Now, let me go back and see if there's been any final questions. Yeah, I think we have covered everything in a matter of 50 minutes. Thank you so much for attending. Okay, great. Yeah, I think we can wrap up for today. And again, please connect with me over at LinkedIn. Follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram, and stay tuned for our release that will be hopefully be announced today or tomorrow about Gaussian splats and taking opening up another chapter in reality capture rendering. Thank you everyone who's sticking around, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.